So hello Libra, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racey, and I'm going to be doing the reading for you today. This is a general message, so take it as it resonates. If it doesn't fit, don't force it to fit. You can watch your other planetary placements, moon sign, rising sign, or any cusp energies you have. It might give you a more accurate description of what you're dealing with. For those of you unfamiliar with the channel, I do use profanity and talk about adult things. So if that is not your thing, or you have children around, or just don't appreciate that kind of language, respectfully, you could sign off now. Otherwise, we are going to get into Libra. For all our September Libras, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm going to be using my Vice Versa Tarot. I'm going to be using my Power of Love cards and my Oracle of the Mermaids to give you the most insight and guidance that we can for the month of September 2019. Without further ado, we are going to get started. All right, Spirit. What insights can we give Libra in their highest good for the month of September 2019? What insights in the highest good can we give Libra for the month of September in 2019? All right, here we go. What does Libra need to know? Okay. I'm hearing Libra's out of the woods. We're almost out of the woods. Almost out of the woods. Let's see. All right. Clarify the Strength card for me. Clarify the King of Cups. Clarify the Three of Wands. It didn't want to come out, but the moon flashed. Clarify the Eight of Coins. That's too many. Clarify the Eight of Coins. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Clarify the Nine of Wands. And clarify the Three of Cups. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so for the month of September, Libra, it starts off with the Strength card clarified by the Queen of Swords. All right. Starts off with the Strength card clarified by the Queen of Swords. Now on this card, the Divine Feminine energy is reaching into the lion's mouth. This is like my hairball removal card. Let me clear my throat. Dun, 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 dun. I think what Libra has to say is not nice, right? It's not nice, or it may be to another air sign, possibly, another Libra or Gemini, Aquarius. This is someone you have absolutely no affinity for. I'm hearing no affinity for. I'm literally hearing just ice, right? Ice. And I think you really do need to kind of let that hairball out come September, right? Come September. Someone needs to hear the truth, okay? As the month continues, we do have this King of Cups energy clarified by the Page of Swords. So with this, someone is being emotionally reserved, or they're not expressing all of their emotions in the highest of someone, but I think they are keeping an eye on them, especially on social media with the Page of Swords. Okay, I think whoever this King of Cups is spying on, I think they have a lot of love for that person, and that's why they're kind of keeping tabs. Okay, we also have the Three of Wands clarified by the Lovers card. So this is what I was saying when I feel like almost out of the woods. I feel like Libra, I think the worst is honestly behind you, and I think you're choosing love in the highest. All right. I think you're choosing love in the highest. I think you have really high angels. I think you have friends in high places that are truly working with you to help connect you to the divine union that you're looking for, whether that is with a specific counterpart or within the self. I feel like you've absolutely are stepping away from the worst of it, right? I think you're stepping away from the worst of it, especially with this energy. I think you're just kind of letting it out. I think you're holding strength. I think you're holding faith, and you're just kind of letting the truth be what it is, or at least you're thinking about that, even if it's the ugly truth, because you can see all the dark clouds that she's facing. I think you're kind of letting the truth be heard so that you can get yourself out of the dark woods and into union energy, right? Union energy. It continues with the Eight of Coins. Now, the Eight of Coins, this is inner child work that's being done specifically with this face of the card. I see like the doorway is there. It is bright and clear, but you can't necessarily go out and enjoy the day because there's work to be done, and it's inner child work. Okay, this is understanding that all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. You know, it's not all about work. It's not all about things that are not fulfilling, right? It's not about the program, right? It's not about the program that you took on when you were growing up, you know, especially if you are in a situationship. If you're in a situationship, it's not, life was meant to be enjoyed, and you were meant to be with someone you truly do love, and I think that that's it. I feel like your feet are to the fire a little bit. I think at least that's the way you're feeling, but I do feel with the Tower card on the front face and the reverse, I feel like something that could have potentially crashed is not crashing. I think that especially if you're dealing with a Cancer or someone with strong Cancer in their chart, because this is the Cancer card here that crashed into the Tower. I think that it's quite possible whoever you are dealing with, especially if there's a strong emotional connection with them, because Cancerian is water energy, I feel like it potentially could have crashed, and instead they didn't crash. They didn't crash, right? I think what they're doing with this Four of Coins energy underneath the Eight of Coins, I feel like the work being done, I think it's almost like feeling the heat, right? It's almost like feeling the heat, but you can see how calm he is feeling the heat in his wisdom, right? He's an older gentleman, and he's very, very wise, and he's very, into the whole mental thing. Libra, being an air sign, is very in their mental energy. And I feel like it doesn't matter how complicated it is. It doesn't matter how hot the fire is, the heat in the kitchen. I feel like this energy is almost taking it like a champ. I'm hearing taking it like a champ. So this inner child work is being done. The Tower was avoided. The Tower was avoided. All right, and with that said, we've got double tens, right? We've got the Magician coming in on the Wheel of Fortune card with the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands in this face is about feeling the burden, feeling the weight of the world, and knowing that that has to change, right? This is manifesting something better. This is knowing that all of this, let me clear my throat. I'm swallowing my truth. Gotta let it out. Something else is absolutely taking my emotional interest to where, I'm looking at that, and I got to get myself out of the woods. I got to get myself out of the woods and find that divine union within the self. It's just a matter of the inner child work, right? It's a matter of the inner child work here. And that's absolutely where, Libra, I feel like it's almost like all of that build up burden is what's really pushing you to manifest better. I think enough is enough, right? I think you've gone through enough almost like bullshit in life, and you're finally looking at it, like, this is my emotional fulfillment. This is what my eye is truly on. I'm not interested in this. I am interested in that. This is my divine union energy, right? My divine union energy. And I'm making the efforts to continue to work on, what would make my inner child truly happy, right? My deepest truth, my deepest truth. Now, I am getting with the Nine of Wands, right? Because this is the Wounded Warrior card. This is the Wounded Warrior card. I feel like this Wounded Warrior is not leaving one situation, you know, jumping out of the pan and into the fire. I feel like he's definitely having to move on his own for the time being, right? Because this one is kind of like jumping out the pan and into the fire. But I think he knows that, you know, he's built up walls, right? He's built up walls, and now he kind of has to move forward, even though he's been battled and bruised and it's been a really long road. It's like you're almost there, right? You're almost there. It's not feeling like, because especially because the 10 of Wands comes before the 9 of Wands and the clarifiers and stuff, I feel like you've gone from feeling really overburdened to feeling like there's definitely a way through it, right? Digressing to progress. And I feel like it's moving on so that you can give back. We've got double sixes, and 6 is the vibration of unconditional love. And I think you know that. I think mentally you know you need to move forward. And I think in the material world you got to start giving back, because you've been giving to a world that you're not a part of. You've been giving to a world and creating a world that you just don't fit in. All right, you just don't fit in. And that's it. So you kind of have to move on your own and do your own thing. Start taking those walls down. Now it's interesting because at the end of the month we get the 3 of Cups clarified by the 5 of Cups, which of course he's staring at the 3 of Cups that are spilled and not the 2 cups behind him. With this said, this card on this face is all about dealing with competition and third-party situations. This one is about knowing like you know, because it's in the subconscious realm, right? It's in the night, that there's only one option, and it's worth celebrating. Like, my cup runneth over, right? This is the 2 of Cups that are completely overflowing, knowing that you can build this 3rd cup and pour out for others. It's a huge celebratory energy. But right now, I think you're still dealing with some spilled cups from the past, because your 2 of Cups are right there. So I think you know it. I think you're very aware in your mind what your 2 of Cups is. It's not there yet, right? It's not there yet because it's in the night. But I feel like you're dealing with maybe another situation that was 3 cups spilled, right? 3 cups spilled. Maybe a third-party situationship or some other kind of distraction. Right, I'm almost hearing a distraction. So it might even appear as if you might have lost this person. You might think, oh my God, I have all this work to do, you know, blah, blah, blah. I have this truth to speak. I have this emotional attachment over here that, you know, I need to get out of the woods to choose. And I have this inner child work to do. And I feel like my feet are to the fire a little bit. And, you know, maybe my mind's all over the place, but I am avoiding towers. Right? You're avoiding towers regardless this month. You're avoiding towers and you're manifesting better for yourself. Whatever it is that you want, Libra, whatever this is, right? Whatever you're creating from your divine union within the self energy, when you're in your truth, because that's how the whole thing starts. That's how the whole thing starts. You realize how important the truth is, even if it is the harsh truth that needs to be spoken. And someone might shut you out for it. It's like, whatever. All right, you're absolutely moving forward. I think you're absolutely moving forward in the month of September, at the very least in your mind, because there truly are a lot of nighttime cards out here. All right, so in your mind, I think the only real daylight card is this one. Honestly, there's this one and this one at the end. Right, and that one at the end. There's the door to the daylight there, but he's still underneath, being sheltered by the shadow and everything else, and they're doing the inner child work. So I think the only things that's actually happening this month is the expression of truth and dealing with something that, you know, is a distraction from what it is you really want and what you're really, really thinking about. Okay? With that, let's get you the advice. Let's get you the advice, the best advice the universe can give you for the month of September to help you get through it as smoothly and gracefully as possible so that you can reach whatever is in your highest good, right? Your soul's wish. Okay? What can Libra remember? No matter what, to help them reach whatever the celebratory energy is, right? Whatever the celebratory energy is, to get you out of the world you don't fit in, right? What can we get? What can we get as a reminder for Libra as far as reaching that celebratory energy? Vision. Exactly. You see the bigger vision. It's not about everything going on right in front of you. It's about everything you're thinking and feeling in the background that nobody else knows but you. That's exactly what it is. And you got to remember all these little pieces, right? All these little pieces work together in accordance with a bigger puzzle. And it is truly about, no matter what, seeing the bigger picture of a loving and just universe. Sometimes distractions have to fall to the wayside. Sometimes the harsh truth has to come out. Sometimes our emotions have to be reserved and we keep an eye on things because that's all we can do right now. Why? Because we're choosing to get ourselves out of the woods. Right? We're choosing to get ourselves out of the woods. There's work, inner work to be done, you know, and realizing that even with our feet to the fire, even with all of the, you know, the mental things that you're going through, that you have a wisdom within your soul that knows you are meant to go through all of these things. You are meant to go through all of these things. And it's because there's a bigger picture. There's a bigger picture. Okay? Mermaid of the Oracle deck, final guidance from Spirit for the month of September for our Libras. What card above all other cards does Libra need to receive in their highest good for the month of September? They've resonated to this message. Yeah, vulnerability. I think that's the hardest part, Libra. At the very beginning, I think that's the hardest part. Vulnerability is opening your heart and allowing yourself to be tender. This is the masculine energy within the self, picking up the feminine energy within the self and saying, it's okay, I got you, heart space. Libra's mental aspect being, it's okay, I got you, heart space, because the heart space was beat the fuck up at some point, you know, in the past, or by this, you know, other person, this nasty energy. I just got nasty energy off that card. Just know that when you're vulnerable in your truth, truly, when you're vulnerable in your truth and you don't allow your heart space to die, right? You don't allow it to drown, but you go rescue your heart from the depths of despair and truly allow yourself to, I'm almost getting be tender with yourself, right? Especially because we've had this wounded warrior energy come up with the Nine of Wands. I do feel like, Libra, you are going through a hell of a lot, especially because we got a lot more cards than we just got for the Virgo reading. But I feel like, I also feel like there's, you know, with the 12, right? Because it's the 39, right? We've got the 39 here, which adds up to a 12, which is another 3. I feel like this is truly about ascension energy within the self. I feel like this is about you, body, mind, heart, all coming together to create a spirit that's whole. A spirit within the self that's whole and closing old cycles. I think that, you know, the cycle hasn't closed yet. I think the wheel is turning in that direction, especially because, you know, like I said, it's in the night elements. These are 2 10s in the night elements. So it's like you see the finish line. You know that, you know, fate's turning and it's coming and all that jazz. I just feel like right now, throughout the month of September, it truly is about enlightening the self to what really matters and creating that balance, right, Libra? Creating that balance of body, mind, and heart in order to truly create that soul energy that drives you forward, right? The masculine and feminine balance within the self. Being able to do and act on what your heart can check off on, you know, what your mind can check off on, so that you can create something better. That you can create something better for yourself and truly ascend, right? Because you can see how they're rising up from the darkness of the waters. They're coming up to the surface. I feel like you're truly creating something that is worth it. I think it's truly worth it. And so, yeah, confirmation from the universe. There's just a bigger vision at hand, right? There's a bigger picture. So whatever these distractions are that are keeping you from your true path or your true reason to celebrate, I think you're letting it all go. I think it's just a matter of process. I think it's all a matter of process, and I think you are definitely wise beyond your years, and that you can absolutely handle the confusion being thrown at you from the universe. You can handle feeling like your feet are to the fire with the universe, because you're creating stability in the material world. And it's almost like he's it's almost like he's, what's the word I'm saying, like levitating, or keeping them up, right? Like telekinesis. It's almost like he's moving them and keeping them floating with his mind. Like, that's how powerful his mind is, that he can, that's being stable in the mind. It doesn't matter what's going on around him, or what's actually going on in the headspace, like all the different, you know, weaving of tunnels they have to get through in order to reach the crown, right? That crowning moment. I'm hearing that crowning moment. So Libra, just know all the inner child work that you're doing, it's going to be worth it in the end. I feel like you're dodging towers. I do feel like you're dodging towers. What could have been really bad, what could have been, you know, possibly something completely falling off, is not falling off. It's not falling off. There's a bigger picture at hand. All right, so with that said, Libra, I hope that helps you for the month of September. Until next time, guys, love each other, and most importantly, love yourselves. Bye.